Hi everyone, welcome to WesKnows Tech News and Reviews. What are we all searching for when we're on the lookout for the perfect smartwatch? Well, we do want continuous heart rate tracking. We also want the watch to look good. We want it to be light. We want it to be slimline. We want features and functionality. We want it to do great sleep monitoring, so it can calculate your 3 sleep stages: your light, your deep, your REM sleep. Then of course we do want the advanced features like a stress monitor. What about a breathing app? What about an SpO2 monitor? Well, of course we do. And of course we also want a long battery life. Well, we have all that in the Amazfit GTS 2 Mini. And that's the thing we're going to be reviewing today. If you are new to WesKnows Tech News and Reviews, we talk about the latest tech news. We do brutally honest reviews and share hacks and tricks along the way. Amazfit Huami has actually sent me the GTS 2 Mini and we have it on review. The delivery guy has literally left my house about 2 hours ago, and here I am already filming the initial impressions review because I am mega excited about this little thing. The Amazfit 2 Mini is a new kind of animal on the block. It's got the looks to fight it out in the premium segment. Quality materials is very high. You don't need me to tell you that. Take a look yourself. The fact of the matter is, looks are just not enough today. We need the likes of very good sport features. We need very strong health and well-being features and functions on a smartwatch for it to be successful. And we also need an affordable price. Well, the GTS 2 actually costs $180. The GTS 2 Mini will cost you around $120. So let's get into the review. We're going to kick off with the unboxing, then we'll get into the design, the display, and of course, the most exciting bit, the features and functions. A slim box, white, embossed with silver writing. That's what we're used to with Amazfit. On opening the box, pulling out the product tray, you are met with a case for the instructions manual. In the main tray, there are essentially 2 things you need to look out for. First, you get your charger here. The charging base is actually very similar to what we saw on the GTR 2, so it does look to be interchangeable with the current model range, which is great. And now we get to the actual watch, sitting in a plastic cover. Now, just before I take the watch out, can you tell me what the watch case actually reminds you of? For me, it clearly resembles a Fitbit Versa 3. Back to the GTS 2 Mini. It's just neat. The design is ergonomic and fitting, not bland, neither is it very conspicuous. And now let's talk about the design for more details. Straight away we see that the Mini simply means that the size was shrunk from the GTS 2 to bring it to a more unisex size. Another fact is the weight. It weighs almost nothing at just under 20 grams or 19.5 to be exact. There is a single button on the right side of the watch face, and I'd like to point out that the pressing motion is much improved from the initial GTS. There the button was fiddly and just too easily pressed. Here the button feels more solid and the suppressing motion is more heavy. It's almost square with dimensions of 40.5 by 35.8 millimeters. Another positive is how slim it is. If we were impressed with the Honor Band 6 having just 10.8 millimeters thickness, the Mini comes in with just 8.95 or just under 9 millimeters. It has an aluminium alloy frame around the bezel, highlighting the premium as opposed to the BIP-U. Another interesting point to mention is that the underside of the watch is glossy plastic. Usually smartwatches opt for the standard grey plastic, but the glossy shine definitely looks more enticing. The lugs are tapered down and are also glossy plastic, just like the underside of the watch. The straps are replaceable 20mm straps, soft and flexible, nothing outrageous, but should be fine for daily wear. Looking at the clasp, good news, it's using classic watch type clasp, it's plastic and there's no brand logo. And now let's get into the screen and the display. The Mini screen is now 155 inches and boasts 354 by 306 pixels. So that gives us a pixel per inch density of 301. And mind you, that's actually beating the Honor Band 6, which has a PPI of 283. The glass panel spans edge to edge and is actually 2.5D glass with slight curvature around the edges. There's no mention of any scratch resistance qualities here though. As mentioned, this is an AMOLED 1.55-inch display and it's super bright at 450 nits. You do get always-on display as well as auto brightness. Let's touch on downloadable faces because I did find some peculiarities here. As per usual, you can get plenty of faces from the Zep app. And it doesn't really matter if you're using iOS or Android. I can hardly find any difference between using the Samsung S10 or my iPhone 12 with the watch. You can easily use your own photos to place on your watch face. The peculiarity I found here though is that there are 3 preset faces on the watch, but only a max of 4 can be stored in the watch's memory, meaning that if you download 2 faces, one of them would need to override an existing one on your watch. A minor limitation, but I thought I'd point it out nonetheless. The preset faces are highly customizable. You essentially choose the facets you want displayed on your watch face. And just before we dive into the features and functions of the Amazfit GTS 2 Mini, let's go through the navigation of the user interface. It's actually all very similar to other Amazfit wearables. Side-to-side swipes will take you around the shortcut screens, and these are actually customizable from the settings menu. We can add or delete screens we don't require. Swiping down will get you to another shortcut screen that has D&D, alarms, settings and brightness options, while swiping up from home shows your notifications. Pressing on the button on the side gets you to your widgets. You can actually set a shortcut for press and hold of the button. I've set mine to get me to workouts. And finally, we're ready to get into the features and functions. By the way, I think Amazfit have made it clear what the advanced features are and what are core or basic. They've actually done it by stowing all the core features like weather, timer, music control, stopwatch, compass and camera remote into a separate widget, namely More. In regards to core functions though, I think Amazfit have really stepped it up because they included 2 functions which are actually requested by quite a few of the users. First, we've got the camera remote, and secondly, for all the students out there, Amazfit have actually included the Pomodoro tracker. Essentially, once you tap the button on the right, you get to see the good stuff. Let's start off with sports. The tracker is 50 meters waterproof, but it doesn't seem to have inbuilt GPS. I will need to test this out. There are 70 plus built-in sport modes, real-time tracking and analysis is available, and yes, you can access your music controls while exercising. The only downside I see in the Amazfit GTS 2 Mini Sport functionality is the fact that all the exercises are non-goal based. On the other hand though, because you do see all your real-time stats on the watch face and it is large enough for you to see them comfortably, you should be able to monitor your distance, your time that you've been doing an exercise. So it's not a limitation, it's just a point to notice. The Mini gets Pi. Just like any other Amazfit or Xiaomi wearable, the Pi score is calculated processing data about your heart rate, steps, sleep and other health data. This single value score provides a customized health evaluation for each user based on their unique health data. So essentially, as long as you keep your score above 100, statistically speaking, you are about 25% less prone to getting heart disease. The watch can monitor your sleep with 3 sleep stages: REM, deep and light sleep. You also get a sleep score and recommendations on how to improve your sleep quality. There is a stress monitor. The GTS 2 Mini can check to see where your personal stress level lies, from relaxed, medium to high. A nice touch is the addition of a guided breathing app, so you can relax or simply perform respiratory exercises with it. The watch also gets an on-demand SpO2 monitor, aka blood oxygen saturation monitor, and the watch also includes a female cycle tracker. So we've definitely gone through quite a bit about the Amazfit GTS 2 Mini, but a lot of the functions and features still have to be tested by us. So for example, sleep monitoring. We have to test out the sport modes and how do they actually calculate the calories burned. Can you trust the device? Then of course we will be testing the heart rate monitoring on this thing as well. But for now, what we've seen coming out of the box, it does look good. Well, actually very good. It actually sits quite nicely on my wrist. I've actually got a medium-sized wrist at 6.5 inches, and you can see how it's sitting there comfortably well. So I do think that this watch is much more fitting for females as well, because the GTS 2 is frankly huge. Thanks for watching the review. If you did find it interesting and insightful, then do please click on the red subscribe button below the video to make sure you don't miss any of the upcoming content.